The women's 100-meter hurdles has always been one of the most exciting and unpredictable events in track and field. Unlike races where one athlete dominates for years, the hurdles is an event where several competitors can line up on the same track and all have a realistic chance of winning. One mistake can destroy months of preparation, while one perfect performance can change an athlete's career forever. Every hurdle matters, every stride matters, and every hundredth of a second can be the difference between victory and defeat. That unpredictability is exactly why fans love the event so much. And at the 2025 Grand Slam track meeting in Miami, spectators witnessed one of the greatest races in the history of women's hurdling. The race took place during the opening session of the meet. Many fans were still finding their seats, buying refreshments, and settling into the stadium. Nobody expected that one of the most memorable performances of the season would happen so early in the day. The women's 100-meter hurdles was simply another event on the schedule. Yet within a few seconds, it would become a historic moment that would capture the attention of the entire athletics world. By that point, Masai Russell had already established herself as one of the biggest names in the sport. Her rise over the previous 2 seasons had been remarkable. During the 2024 U.S. Olympic trials, she stunned fans by running 12.25 seconds, one of the fastest times ever recorded by an American hurdler. That performance instantly placed her among the elite athletes in the world and proved she had the ability to compete with the very best. But Russell was not satisfied with simply being one of the fastest hurdlers in America. Later that summer, she delivered the biggest performance of her career by winning Olympic gold. Becoming an Olympic champion changed everything. Her confidence grew, expectations increased, and she entered a completely different category of athlete. Olympic champions are remembered forever, and Russell suddenly became one of the faces of women's sprint hurdling. Instead of struggling with the pressure that comes after such a huge achievement, she appeared to become even stronger. Throughout the early months of the 2025 season, Russell looked faster, more confident, and technically sharper than ever before. Her starts improved, her hurdle technique became more efficient, and she raced with a level of composure that separated her from many of her rivals. Even so, few people expected what happened in Miami. Conditions were almost perfect for sprinting. The weather was warm, the sky was clear, and a legal tailwind moved down the straightaway. Later, officials confirmed that the wind reading was exactly plus 2.0 meters per second, the maximum allowable assistance for record purposes. Everything seemed perfectly aligned for a fast race. As the athletes walked onto the track, the atmosphere slowly began to change. The field contained several world-class hurdlers capable of producing outstanding performances. Every athlete looked focused. Every lane contained serious talent. The tension became noticeable as the competitors prepared for the start. Moments later, they settled into their blocks. The stadium became quiet. Then, the starter's gun fired. Russell reacted brilliantly and accelerated aggressively toward the first hurdle. From the opening steps, she looked completely in control. There was no visible tension, no wasted movement, and no hesitation. Her rhythm appeared flawless. As she attacked each hurdle, everything seemed perfectly synchronized. Her stride pattern remained consistent, her technique was clean, and her speed never dropped. Rather than looking like an athlete forcing the pace, Russell appeared relaxed and effortless as she moved down the track. By the middle of the race, it became obvious that something extraordinary was happening. She was not simply leading the field. She was pulling away from some of the best hurdlers in the world. Spectators leaned forward in their seats. Coaches watched with disbelief. Commentators became increasingly excited as Russell continued to extend her advantage hurdle after hurdle. Everyone could feel that history was approaching. When she cleared the final hurdle, the energy inside the stadium changed instantly. What had started as an ordinary early session race suddenly felt like the biggest moment of the entire meet. Russell powered through the finish line and immediately looked toward the scoreboard. The crowd waited. The athletes waited. The coaches waited. In elite athletics, official results require confirmation. Timing systems must be verified, and wind readings must be checked before records can be recognized. Those few seconds felt much longer than they actually were. Then the official time appeared, 12.17 seconds. the stadium erupted. Fans cheered wildly. Athletes reacted with shock. Commentators struggled to find the right words. Masai Russell had broken the American record. For nearly a decade, that record belonged to Kini Harrison, who ran 12.20 seconds in 2016. Many experts believed the mark could survive for years because improvements at that level are incredibly difficult. In an event lasting barely over 12 seconds, dropping even 1/100th of a second can require years of technical refinement and physical development. Russell did not improve the record by the smallest possible margin. She lowered it by 3/100ths of a second. At the highest level of sprint hurdling, that is a massive improvement. Even more impressive was the fact that the performance was fully legal. The wind reading remained exactly within the allowable limit, ensuring that the time would officially count. Everything had aligned perfectly. Her name was immediately written into the history books. Yet the race somehow became even more remarkable moments later. Right behind Russell, another American hurdler had produced a historic performance of her own. Tia Jones crossed the finish line in 12.19 seconds, meaning she also ran faster than the previous American record of 12.20. In a single race, two athletes had surpassed a national record that had stood for almost 10 years. Moments like that are extremely rare in track and field. Records usually fall gradually. One athlete breaks a mark, and years later another athlete improves it slightly. But in Miami, the standard of American hurdling changed instantly. The race highlighted the incredible depth currently present in women's hurdling in the United States. Russell now stood at the top of the American all-time rankings with 12.17, while Jones immediately followed with 12.19. That level of competition pushes athletes to new heights. When competitors know that the women beside them are capable of running historic times, every detail becomes important. Starts must be sharper. Technique must be cleaner. Every hurdle must be attacked perfectly. What makes Russell's achievement even more impressive is how quickly her career has progressed. Only 1 year earlier, her 1:2.25-second performance at the Olympic trials seemed extraordinary. Since then, she has become an Olympic champion and an American record holder. Her performance in Miami also moved her to second place on the all-time world list. Only one woman in history has ever run faster. That athlete is Tobi Amusan, whose world record of 12.12 seconds stunned the athletics world in 2022. For years, that mark looked nearly untouchable because of the technical difficulty of the event. Every hurdle must be timed perfectly, and even a small mistake can destroy momentum. Now Russell sits only 5/100ths of a second away from that record. At the highest level of sprinting, 5/100ths is an incredibly small gap. That reality immediately sparked excitement throughout the sport. Fans, coaches, and analysts began asking the same question. Could Russell eventually become the fastest hurdler in history? The possibility feels very real. Perhaps the most encouraging sign is that her races still look incredibly smooth. Russell does not appear strained or desperate while chasing fast times. Instead, she runs with confidence, efficiency, and control. Many experts believe that such relaxed execution suggests there may still be more speed available. After the race, Russell celebrated with her team and described the feeling as being on cloud nine. The reaction was completely understandable. Athletes spend years training for moments like this. Endless workouts, sacrifices, injuries, and pressure all build toward one perfect performance. In Miami, Russell delivered exactly that. Her 12.17-second run was more than a victory and more than a national record. It was a statement about the future of women's hurdling. The event is evolving, athletes are running faster than ever, and records that once seemed untouchable are now under serious threat. Masai Russell is no longer simply an Olympic champion. She's one of the fastest hurdlers the sport has ever seen. And after what happened in Miami, one question suddenly feels impossible to ignore. How much faster can she go?